To My Valentine by Ogden Nash, 1902 to 1971. More than a catbird hates a cat, or a criminal hates a clue, or the Axis hates the United States, that's how much I love you. I love you more than a duck can swim, and more than a grapefruit squirts. I love you more than a gin rummy is a bore, and more than a toothache hurts. As a shipwrecked sailor hates the sea, or a juggler hates a shove, as a hostess detests unexpected guests, that's how much you I love. I love you more than a wasp can sting, and more than the subway jerks. I love you as much as a beggar needs a crutch, and more than a hangnail irks. I swear to you by the stars above, and below if such there be, as the high court loathes perjurious oaths, that's how you're loved by me. Okay, this is a poem by Ogden Nash. Ogden Nash was an American poet. He was born in New York, but as a child he moved around from place to place. He then spent his life in Baltimore. He's famous for his light poetry that's rather irreverent. That it's got this touch of humour and absurdity, and to me very clearly this is linked to the nonsense poems further back, but it's quite clever as well, and his poems have this sing-song like quality. Now this is a poem to my Valentine, and he's using lots and lots of lovely metaphors. So he's telling his Valentine how much he loves his Valentine, and normally these are full of rather ridiculous hyperbole, these Valentine poems, and this is as well, but in a different way. So more than a catbird hates a cat, or a criminal hates a clue, or the Axis hates the United States, that's how much I love you. So I love you more than a catbird, a bird that's frightened of cats, hates cats. And I love you more than a criminal hates a clue. So this is inverse hyperbole, because criminals hate clues very strongly. But here he's saying how much he loves his sweetheart. Or the Axis hates the United States. The Axis, this is from the Second World War, the Axis powers, Germany and Italy, and the alliance against the Allies. So that's how much I love you. Okay, so these are all very unusual contrasts, and traditional love poetry is really serious, but these have got wonderful images, and it's got this lovely quality to it. I like this internal rhyme, or the Axis hates the United States. I love you more than a duck can swim. Well, ducks can swim really well, so I love you more than that, but this again is not what you would expect in a Valentine poem. And more than a grapefruit squirts. So when you eat a grapefruit, it tends to squirt everywhere if you eat it with a spoon. I love you more than a gin rummy is a bore, and more than a toothache hurts. Well, gin rummy is a card game, and clearly he doesn't like playing gin rummy. And more than a toothache hurts, well, a toothache is agony, is really painful. So here we've got this inverse hyperbole, which makes it very, very clever. As a shipwrecked sailor hates the sea, or a juggler hates a shove, as a hostess detests unexpected guests, that's how much you I love. So imagine a sailor who's just been shipwrecked, yeah, and his boat's gone down. Well, he's going to be really angry with the sea. Yeah, well, that's how much I love you. That's how, or a juggler hates a shove. A juggler keeps several balls or several clubs in the air while he's juggling. But if you shove him, you give him a sudden hard push, he's going to hate that because everything's going to fall on the ground. As a hostess detests unexpected guests. So a good hostess has everything organised for her guests, and I think a hostess doesn't like unexpected guests. And again here we have this internal rhyme, detests unexpected guests. That's how much you I love. So notice he's changed the word order here, and like that, shove is there at the end of the rhyme, the line to rhyme with love, and he's as you see, he's changed the normal word order of this. This is a type of fronting. I love you more than a wasp can sting, and more than the subway jerks. I love you as much as a beggar needs a crutch, and more than a hangnail irks. So I'm sure you've all been stung by a wasp. That's really painful. And again, this inverse hyperbole. And more than the subway jerks. Yeah? The subway, the underground. And here we have the internal rhyme again. I love you as much as a beggar needs a crutch. Something to help the beggar walk, or to help the beggar get money from people. And more than a hangnail irks. A hangnail is when you've split one of your nails and you can't cut it all off, and it irks. It's really it's a problem, and it hurts as well. I swear to you by the stars above and below, if such there be. So here he's changed the idea ever so slightly. So I swear by the stars above, and clearly they've got to be stars below as well, it's just we can't see them. As the High Court loathes perjurious oaths, that's how you're loved by me. So to loathe is to hate, and an oath is to swear, and perjury is where you lie in court. So courts hate, they loathe people who lie in court. And again, this is one of these inverse hyperboles. That's how you're loved by me. Okay, that's how I love you, but that's how you're loved by me. And like this again, me and be. Okay, so loathes, perjurious oaths. This is very nice. The whole thing has this lovely sing-song quality. It's rather irreverent, and it's laughing at the Victorian sentimentality and the romantics and things and poets like that. This is a light-hearted and fun. So, To My Valentine by Ogden Nash.